Hey everyone, I'm Samuel from Game Cops, your online source for retro gaming. Do you have a Guitar Hero pedal that's unresponsive or cutting out? Well, today we'll go over some common issues with Guitar Hero drum pedals, show you how you can identify them on your own, and let you know about a few repair options. But first, let's look at a couple different pedals. Here we have three different pedals, the Guitar Hero World Tour, Warriors of Rock, and our own compatible pedal. They may all look different, however, they do have the same cable sensor inside, regardless of whether it came from a PS3, Wii, or Xbox 360 drum set. Now, let's go over some common signs of defective pedals. You might be experiencing things such as missed hits during gameplay, the pedal intermittently working, or maybe you even have one that isn't working at all. In order to disassemble, troubleshoot, and repair the pedal, you'll need some essential tools such as a screwdriver, a soldering iron, a hot glue gun and glue, and a replacement sensor and cable if necessary. Alright, so let's get into it. We'll be using the Guitar Hero World Tour pedal by Red Octane, and the unit we're using is missing its cable, but the process will still be the same. So first we're going to be removing this pad here, and it should be revealing two screws for us. And here are those two screws down at the bottom here. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get those two screws removed. And as we flip it around here, we'll just use the screwdriver to go ahead and pop it up and out. And there you will see the sensor. And we're going to be removing the coin sensor here. If you did have some cables attached, just make sure you're careful with them, not trying to pull them and damage them any further. And just so you know, I did already take this off, so it's going to come off a little bit easier, but you'll use a little bit of force. Now that your sensor is out, let's look for a few things. One obvious check would be the sensor itself. Is it damaged or does it have any corrosion? If yes, you may need to replace it. Next, are the wires still securely soldered on? If the wires came apart but the sensor is fine, soldering them back on should usually do the trick, and we'll go over that later in this video. If there is no visible damage and the wires are still connected, there might be some internal damage somewhere in the cable as well. In that case, it would probably be easier to get a new cable instead. Alright, let's look at the repair process. As you can see, I'm starting off with a new coin and new set of wires, and I'll be placing the negative terminal on the inside and the red on the outer ring. However, it doesn't matter for the order. And I'm going to start off by taking some solder and balling it up on the end of my soldering iron and lightly touching it down to the positive contact, and it should just stick. Go ahead and clean off the tip of my soldering iron and go ahead and apply more ball of solder onto it and lightly touch down once more on the negative terminal, and should be all set. Once the wires are soldered, you can now glue the sensor back into the plate. Once the glue has dried, you will apply more glue on top to protect the solder and hold the cable in place. When all of the glue has dried, you can now reassemble the pedal. If you don't want to do any soldering or aren't comfortable with it, we do offer our own pre-soldered cable assembly, so all you'll have to do is mount it into your existing pedal. And like we mentioned earlier, we have our own compatible pedal as well, and that would just be plug and play. We'll link both items in the description below, and you'll be able to find them and more gaming products at GameCops.com. Alright, and that wraps it up. If this video helped you, give us a like and subscribe for more console repair tips. If you have any topics you'd like for us to cover in the future, drop a comment down below. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna go rock out.